Watch out, New York, a massive global warming march planned for New York City tomorrow. And it comes on the heels of a major legal victory for the global warming movement. A prosecutor in Massachusetts dropping all criminal charges against activists who were blocking a 40,000-ton shipment of coal to a power plant. The DA admitting that he let them off the criminal hook because he agreed with them about climate change. So, John, is this a dangerous precedent?
It's a terribly dangerous precedent. We are talking about a theory here. Because you believe in a theory does not give you the right to go on someone's private property and interrupt their business, interrupt their ability to operate, and that's exactly what's happened. This business is going to be shut down. These people should be jailed, and we should laugh at them in jail for believing in something that so far is non-existent, and even if it's existent, it's something we can easily adjust to.
Rick, the idea is that you can get off of a criminal offense if you believe in global warming. Is that right?
Well, you can only get off a criminal offense if you believe in global warming in that one jurisdiction, apparently. Look, in all the years I went to law school,
it only takes one to start a precedent.
Well, not really. In fact, there is no precedent. It's not the way the law works. The next prosecutor in the very next town can say, I'm going to enforce the law and put them in jail if they are convicted. There's no defense in the law that I ever learned in law school that's called global warming. So let's not politicize it too much. You have one prosecutor who made a decision. The voters of that district will be able to get rid of them if they don't like the way he behaved, and that's pretty much
But Sabrina, it was more than just a statement in a courtroom. It was a statement that affected activists who were blocking 40,000 tons of coal. I mean, this was not nothing. This was a big coal shipment. We are heading into a cold winter. This could cause problems down the line, could it not?
Absolutely. For people like ourselves who are going to see a spike in energy bills as a result of something like this. Look, this is vigilantism. We can't allow it to continue. We have a constitution and a system of laws in this country. There are all sorts of things that I disagree with this government, the EPA, the public school system, Obamacare, but I simply can't go and burn down the White House and protest. We have to follow the rule of law or we're seriously undermining our democracy.
Yeah. Steve, political correctness has now become a legal defense.
Well, and it is a dangerous thing. That's how terrorists justify their activities, saying they have a higher purpose. So you make up the law as it goes along. Sadly, our own president makes up the law as he goes along and chooses which ones to enforce and not enforce. We got to stop this thing. Again, if you don't like a law, you change it. And if you break it, you must suffer the consequences for it.
And EMAC, global warming alarmists have to take note that it is supposed to be it was a terribly cold winter last year,
right.
in contradiction, by the way, to what global warming alarmists are saying, but it's supposed to be one according to the Farmer's Almanac this year as well.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what, David? I'm going to protest global warming by not paying my gas bill. How about that? No, I'm kidding. No, I agree with Sabrina. This is vigilantism. This is astonishing that this prosecutor made this move. How about, blocking the lobster guys, the fishermen there who did this, blocking their driveways so they can't, drive their gas-polluting, SUVs. I mean, you're right, David. This is really harmful, and I don't want this precedent. I don't yet see another prosecutor, though, taking this case on, as Rick Unger suggests.
Well, let's
so
hope.
we need to stop this kind of behavior in its tracks.
Bill Baldwin, a free pass for coal protesters? What do you think?
Well, I do think that these coal protesters are continuing a long tradition of civil disobedience that goes back to people like Mahatma Gandhi. They don't quite have the stature that Gandhi has those. And I think they can improve their standing in the public eye if they would protest by unplugging their air conditioners and promising not to use electric cars. That would really help.
So, John Tammy, what do you have against Mahatma Gandhi? Honestly, what do you have against
How do you answer a question like that? But I think what we have to say is that capitalism provides, if we really believe in global warming, let's consume all the gas and coal as possible, speed up the global warming so that entrepreneurs figure out a way around it. I don't think they're going to need to. This is a massive hoax that we're going to laugh about, and future generations definitely will.
Well, Rick, there are going to be hundreds of thousands of people right here in New York City tomorrow protesting this thing. Don't you think somebody's going to be encouraged by what happened to these protesters in Massachusetts and try to do the same thing?
Well, I kind of doubt it. You don't see, because you don't
they
see
succeeded.
You don't see 40,000 tons or whatever it was of coal rolling through the streets of New York. But let me say this.
No. I'm talking about somebody somewhere in this country may say, hey, gee, these guys work for these guys. I'm going to try it.
But did it work for those guys? I assume the coal got to where it was going. Yes, the coal got there. I mean, there was a little disruption, and I agree with all of you that the rule of law is to be followed. But let me just say that civil disobedience is in the mind of the beholder. I could point to many that you would cheer, even though you don't
but
like
Sabrina, none of our audience, I guarantee, is going to cheer having to pay higher energy prices if these things hold up coal shipments and other carbon energy shipments.
Right, absolutely, and it'll affect them at the grocery store, at the clothing store, at the gasoline, pump. It's going to affect them in a lot of ways. And let's remember, I mean, I can sympathize with the idea of feeling like you can't actually affect change with the political system. It is hard. We have a great system, but it's not perfect. Right. And let's not forget that this is a country that went to had a civil war over an issue like this. So,
Sabrina, thank you very much. Thanks to everybody. Well, money.